4 days out now for my next show, Taiwan. So just to give you a quick update on like how Dubai went. Like you can probably see it here. It's still phenomenal to me. Like like I won the overall in Dubai. Like first the pro lightweight class, which was immensely stacked, and then going into the overall, it's always like that. Like every show, I honestly go into it without any expectations. That's why I'm always like it takes a few days to realize for me of like what actually happens. The only like expectation that I do have is like bringing my best for the given day. That is the only thing I expect. It's just like, hey, I want to put my best, and that is it, and everything else just happens. That's why I'm always like, wow, like blown away. And now the same thing with Taiwan, the same thing with Germany, the same thing with WMBF Worlds. No expectations. The only expectations I do have are like on myself, or this within my control, obviously. So now Taiwan, I will, as you can probably see, like the physique, yeah, really coming up. Last week was definitely hard. I feel now hormonal compromises. I feel now, like all the things that come along with getting to extreme lean levels of body fat, like some sleep disruptions. Like one day, or also tonight, like waking up at like 3 a.m., just can't fall back asleep. And then the next night, I'm able to sleep like 9 hours until 8 a.m. It's like this. Same thing with mood swings, which means like there are periods where I have now experience like a little bit more anxiety in a way of like more stress of like things that normally don't stress me out makes me a little anxious, like very simple things, which is very like just a thing of like, hey, testosterone gets a little hit, cortisol gets a little up, leptin goes a little down, quelling, like all those hormones now going a little like this in a way. And that's the exact time where I want to tap, or what means want to tap into it, but like 8 weeks before my final show Worlds is now a good time that it's happening. Like I always plan to delay it, and it's still like, I would say, very mild. Like when it comes to anxiety, when it comes to mood swings, when it comes to the sleep, when it comes to the like lower libido, it's still like on low intensity, and it's a little bit like in waves. So it's like some days are better, some days are worse, or some hours are better, some hours are worse, and that is how it goes. So now it's like the peak week, which is, oh, I love the peak week. Like instead of 10, 11K steps, I'm doing 5 to 6K steps. Today is my my high carb day. Like all the days before, 250. Today 400 carbs. I put like my peak week protocol in white here with like how the nutrition looks like. So it was very aggressive week after Dubai, of like wow, what was it? You can see already like my brain, like I also like brain fog is a big one now entering that like very lean levels. It's like I need to write a lot of things down. It's harder to concentrate. So I believe it was 1,800-900 calories for 5 days. And and then I went up to around 2,000, 2,100 ish until today. So it's been now like 5 low days: Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So around like 5 hard low days, 3 medium low days, and today and tomorrow 400 carbs. This will be good, bringing the physique back to life, and all the water retention what got on this week as well, like getting rid of that. And and then doing Taiwan, and then after Taiwan it will get rough. Then it will be like 2-3 weeks of like I have to dig. Like I don't chase it. It will be there. It will be there. It will be hard. It will be rough. It's now going below like 6% body fat, which is like, whoa. That is like, now I can already feel like feeling it. Like now it's like unsustainable levels of body fat, and now getting below that, right? That's only for competition. That's not healthy. Don't recommend it to anyone doing that for fun. So now where I'm tapping now into, that is like, unsustainable, unhealthy levels of body fat. And obviously there will be, I won't feel good, but I want to minimize the suffering. That's always the goal, always minimizing it. And prep to prep, it gets better. And I do believe this season I will bring a level of conditioning never had before, because 3 days training now, I still have a full tank in a way. I didn't had a lot of hard days prior, so now I can really, yeah, basically grind into that, and it's going to be amazing, guys. It's going to be amazing. So also a little pre-workout right here. So that's still like for like I packed that for like Dubai in that bag. It's left a little here. I also put like a little creatine in. Yeah, and that's my sort. Like I like track that with those truck dealer scales during peak week. Super convenient. So caffeine is now a little bit up. So I'm now at around, I think, 400 milligrams on most days. So I already had like this morning like here like one of those, my favorite ever energy drinks, like the Ghost. Still have 2 left from Dubai. I think I will stock up in America. Like it's so good. Shit, need to try their whey. I heard also good stuff about it. So yeah, and that is like the timing with like caffeine. Like usually around like off season and stuff, I keep it at around 300 on training days, 200 ish, or even less on rest days, even 100. But now during prep, now getting into the harder stages, yeah, like at around 400 milligrams in both training and rest days. Usually, or like rest days 300 ish, training days like 400 ish, like maximum 500. First prep, I had days where I was up to like 800. So there's always a time and place for that, but I wouldn't ever recommend going up to 800 again. This makes me feel like super weird. So yeah, like training days anywhere around 3 to 500 when it's a very rough day, 500, and rest days 2 to 400 ish. So yeah, that's with the caffeine because it really doesn't impact my sleep. That's one thing. Like my body's like getting it out super quick, but going above 500, it's like just makes you feel weird. And also when you like at some point during prep experience a little anxiety and stuff, the caffeine is probably not a good idea to go too high with it. So yeah, getting that down here as well. There's some citrulline inside, so upper body pump up session. Let's go. Alright guys, first movement of the session is just a chest press. I really like that hammer strength one. I might introduce it into my regular training. Maybe after this peak week. Let's see, or maybe after prep. But it's actually a very good one. I like it. Need to elevate myself a little bit to have a better setup, better alignment. And I'm doing here 3 sets, 8 to 12. Keeping like 1 or 2 reps in the tank. It's only 4 movements today. Right, peak week training is super easy going. So just a chest press, a lat dominant row, close grip pull down, and triceps, and then like 10 minutes posing afterwards. I will get you through all of that today. So the focus is like that squeeze position. So I get a good pump out in, holding that for like 1 to 2 seconds, and avoiding like all that like lengthened stuff, which causes a lot of muscle damage. So it's more so like really just shortened by stuff. And let's get it down. All right, and here was already where I'm like, even in the peak week, where I can't really talk during training. Like at the beginning, I'm like, boom, I can have a little talk, but then once I'm into my zone, I'm into my zone. It's like, even during a peak week, it's like, during the training, at this point, like when you get to that very lean levels, it is like in a way a fight or flight. It's like you in the gym, and it's also so, that's why also it's so hard to talk to anybody. Like when you at that very lean stage training wise, because again the body's like in a fight or flight state. All it's wanted to do is like actually like leave that situation, but we are fighting. So it's like okay, let's get it down. Even if it's like an easier training in a way, even there. So post Taiwan, I'm 3 days out now. It's going to be, yeah, the digging will start. It will be 2 or 3 very, very, yeah, rough weeks, very hard weeks. But yeah, it's my third time now doing it. I kind of know what to expect. I know how it will feel like. And mentally, like in a way, the more I know it, like okay, it's like yeah, I'm getting into that now. It's like I'm mentally so prepared for that. That's usually why the first prep is always the hardest because it's a shock. It is probably worse than many people like to think it is. When you get like to that truly lean levels, we think like okay, that's probably hard, but then you deal with like anxiety. You deal with like extreme low energy, with immense mood swings, all those side of things. You start to feel very weird. And that is like hard to explain. That is like in a way like you have to go through it to know what it means. And I can tell you all guys all that, but it is something of like, yeah, hey, someone can tell you like how this or that is or that and this experience, but to truly know it, have to feel it. So that is also why me as a coach, like with my athletes, like I know how they feel when like they get to like those extremely levels. Like I know how it feels like, and it's like so much easier to emphasize if you've been there yourself. So if someone or even someone close to you, someone relative is like in a prep and you've been there yourself, so much easier to emphasize. So that's why with like if you're in a relationship or whatever, it's like key to communicate. So much key to communicate because when we get the prep going, we assume like everyone knows probably how we feel, right? But we need to communicate. That is like a big part because we act a little bit like yeah, we are the weirdos. We act super weird with like those mood swings and all those kind of things. And yeah, so was an amazing session. Today I did also a lower session. Tomorrow I'm flying over to Taiwan. It is now 4 days, 3 days out. Sorry, had a high day yesterday with 400 carbs. Like the physique here is a little bit watery, a little bit more flat because here I'm after like 8 low days, 5 very hard low days, 3 medium low days. And now today, another high carb day with 400 carbs. I might be a little spilled by tomorrow, and then we reduce the carbs again for tomorrow and Friday, and then Saturday putting the best look, and then right back to digging, and the plan is like yeah, within the third or fourth week within October, we plan to eat up for Germany WMBF and then WMBF Worlds. So yeah, I plan to be like ready yeah, within the next 2 3 weeks after, which will hurt, but that is part of the game. That is part of the game. I always want to improve. Like I always want to bring better conditioning. I want to bring a better overall package. I want to get there in a more healthy way than last time. That is always my goal. Like always making things better every time. Same thing when I get back into off season. I want to make the next off season even more efficient, like even better, even all those kind of things. So yeah, like here you see me in a little bit posing very shortly. Yeah, that was yesterday. The physique was quite watery. Today, way better again. And it's crazy what an impact it has when you get very lean, like having a higher, yeah, basically a higher carb day. It's insane. So super pumped for Taiwan to see all my friends, all the athletes. And yeah, it's going to be super cool. My first time ever there. And yeah, leaving it here, guys. So that is it. That is the entry for that one. And yeah, I will try my best to document in Taiwan. And then afterwards, yeah, and then digging will start. So that will be a fun part. And as hard as it is to document that and do like, I really don't feel like doing photos, doing videos when that real digging starts. Like you don't want to record yourself in the gym and speak, or like even outside of the gym. It's like everyday task becomes so hard. So I need to prioritize as always. Like hey, like the first priority is like always like hey, my athletes, my work, like my athletes, and then like also my training obviously, and all. Like it's so important to have a priority list in a way because we have at this point we have like that much of energy. But I will try my best to also like put something on here. And yeah, and even for myself, when I look back like 5 10 years from now, I will probably be glad during those digging, like hard days, during those periods, that I, yeah, when I just look back on it, like that's also a way for myself to see it as like, yeah, like diary in a way. So that is amazing. So yeah, guys, leaving it here on that one.